Hello, I'm Dr. Prelip, and today's video lecture is provided for my CMU English students to explain our narrative writing project. Please note, you should also review the written overview that is posted in Blackboard for your section, as specific requirements may change each semester. This video gives a broad overview rather than the specific project details. As discussed in class, the truth about stories is that's all we are. A quote from Thomas King's book, The Truth About Stories, copyright 2003. Our definition of story comes from King and Sean Wilson, our lived experiences. These experiences may have taught us a particular lesson or just more about who we are. As Maya Angelou said, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Your stories matter, and in this project, you will share a focused story about a characteristic or aspect of your personality or a lesson that you have learned. Our plan for today is that broad overview, a short discussion about organization, some useful tools that may help with organization and planning, and some helpful tips for getting started. 1. The overview. In this section, we will cover some important stuff. These details offer a broad view of what this assignment looks like for our class. For a more specific overview, make sure you read the written overview posted in project descriptions in the syllabus or on Blackboard. I like to use the acronym SPAM to explain the rhetorical situation. The rhetorical situation really simplifies to what, why, who, and how we write. Situation, what. Purpose, why. Audience, who, and mode, how. For this project, your situation is to tell a story that shares who you are using the model provided in Ramsdell's article, Storytelling, Narration, and the Who I Am story from writingspaces.org. A link to the article is provided in the written overview in Blackboard. What does this mean? You get to ask questions to discover more about yourself. Various pre-writing activities will help you ask these questions. As Ramsdell explains, the purpose of this type of essay is to illustrate something about oneself, some aspect of your personality or character. It might also share a specific lesson that you've learned about life or a situation which you want to share with your readers. It may also help you come up with ideas for future projects. And who are your readers, your audience? So I am one of your readers, and we will also have peer review. So you will be sharing your essay with others in class. Consider a different audience too, someone who may need to hear your story now or in the future. For example, a potential employer, a friend, or a family member. As you may have figured out by now, this project mode is a written essay, which will likely use a narrative structure for its organization, including characters, plot, and action, or setting. There are some other ways to write a narrative, which we will discuss in our next section. 2. Organization. In this section, we will go over a few ways to organize your essay. The first way or method of organization we are going to discuss is a typical narrative structure: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. In this method, the story is the essay. You do not have a traditional essay's introduction or conclusion. The story tells itself. We will go over this in more detail in class. If you'd like to practice a more traditional academic essay, you might think about weaving your story into an academic writing structure. This means you will have an introduction and conclusion. Marjorie Stewart provides examples of how to do this in her article, Weaving Personal Experience into Academic Writings, available on writingspaces.org and a link provided in class lesson plans. In this method, the story can operate in various ways, such as a framework or as an example. We'll go over these ways more in class. However, even if you weave your story into this structure, you still have to tell your story with some characters, plot, and setting. 3. Useful tools. In this section, I'll share a couple of tools that can help you organize your essay. ReadWriteThink.org has a couple of great tools for organizing essays. While the resources state they're for K-12, they are useful interactive graphic organizers for anyone who wants to plan their essay. The first tool is a plot diagram, link below. This tool will help you determine where details for your story fit in a narrative arc. The second tool is an essay map, link below. If you decide to weave your story into a more academic structure, this interactive tool can help you plan your essay. And finally, 4, helpful tips. This section provides some questions to help you get started. If you're not sure what story you want to tell, use these questions to help you generate ideas. As you think about your lived experiences, consider what you've learned and how these things may have shaped you. That one focused aspect of your personality, a character trait, or life lesson can become your Who Am I narrative essay. Throughout my years of teaching, I know that there are always questions. And if you have a question, someone else usually has the same question. So while you should feel free to email me if something is unclear or you need some additional guidance, you can also ask in class. Believe me, someone else who isn't comfortable asking questions will appreciate it. If you want to chat, you can also stop by during drop-in hours or schedule a virtual appointment. I am looking forward to learning more about each of you through your narrative projects.